Would you rather give up food or internet? As much as you might not like to, having food without internet is not particularly hard to imagine, especially if you grew up before, say, the 90s. But today there is a place dealing with the opposite reality.
For many people in Darfur, Sudan, not having internet means they often can't have food. This is the story of how World Vision helps people in remote areas when they don't have cash, a phone, or internet. And to start this story, I actually have to start way up here. This is a Starlink satellite, which provides internet access to anyone that has one of their satellite dishes.
I'm in South Darfur, in Sudan.
This technology has become extremely powerful, especially in conflict zones like Ukraine and Sudan, where infrastructure has been destroyed and internet access is almost non-existent.
My colleague James was recently in the Darfur region of Sudan to see the impact of the conflict firsthand.
There's the Starlink satellite base station up there, just sitting on top of the roof here. It's connected down here onto an amplifier, I think, so that people round about, if you come in here, you can see people, they gather around this base station, and they do that because they want to be in touch with their families. They want to find out where their families are. It's the only way they can contact their families.
So while internet has become extremely powerful, especially for displaced peoples groups in Sudan, it has remarkably also been one of the only ways that they can get food. Let me explain.
At least 14 million people have been displaced across the country in the last 3 years.
It's the largest displacement crisis in the world right now, and one of the largest since World War II. So after someone has fled their home from violence, the next step is probably how are they going to feed themselves and their family. They've been displaced from their home where they had a source of income, and now they're in a new part of the country that they are unfamiliar with and they don't have any food. So World Vision and other organizations are trying to get as much food as they can into the Darfur region. But as you can see, even just getting a car into this part of the country is extremely difficult, let alone a large aid truck. World Vision has realized that providing cash is actually one of the best ways to provide relief in emergency situations.
People who are in great need have many, many different things that they need to spend money on. It might be shelter. They might need to put a roof over their heads because it's raining. It may be that one of the children has got a medical issue and they need to provide some medicines. Or maybe they just need food. The person who's receiving the money has got the choice. They can spend it in the ways that they want.
And many independent studies over the years on cash transfers have shown that recipients use the funds overwhelmingly for primary needs for their family. Things like food, paying off debts, and children's education. Also, the benefits extend to the rest of the community as local businesses see higher demand and overall incomes rise.
But what does Starlink have to do with cash? To understand this, we need to back up to see the full journey of how cash gets to the people that need it most. So first of all, we have to figure out who needs it most. And that's where the staff of World Vision on the ground plays a critical role. You see, they are integrated in the community. They have relationships with the people in this area. So through these relationships, they are able to identify the families that need assistance most. World Vision sets up clinics where we measure and identify the children who have the greatest malnutrition. And these are often the families that have the greatest need.
I'm with two children, Muhajid and Asinir. These are two of the children who've been identified as having really severe malnutrition needs. It's a medical condition.
But there's still a key problem. Because of the conflict, the Darfur region is essentially cut off from any money or resources from elsewhere in the country. One side in the conflict is using a new currency, and the Darfur region is stuck using the old. So you have a place that has limited amount of cash available at all, and getting it has become extremely difficult.
So internet banking becomes an option. However, many of the most desperate families cannot afford a smartphone to access this technology. Because of World Vision's community ties, we have identified traders.
So I'm with Mohammed, he's the local trader that World Vision works with, and he's the one who has the banking app on his phone. So we're going to go to the Starlink cafe, maybe not a cafe, but it's the place, it's the base station where we can download the money onto his phone. So let's go.
And as a result, traders have become essentially one-man banks informally in these communities.
They go to the Starlink internet source, they get the money transferred from World Vision to the trader.
Those traders can then find the cash locally, they build up a pile of cash, and then they will give out cash amounts to those women and children who really need it.
It's a team effort. World Vision are the experts on who needs the money the most, and the traders have relationships and years of experience on where to source cash and have built up stockpiles of it.
We check them against our records to make sure that the women who are coming are the ones that we've identified. They come and put their thumbprint, if they can't write, or if they can write, they'll sign. And then they go in this room, and that's where they get that wad of cash, that cash lump sum of 260,000 Sudanese dollars. And so the money that they're going to be picking up today is going to make a huge difference. Just to say thank you for all those people who give to World Vision. Actually, you're not giving to us. You're giving to children like these. You're keeping children like this alive.
And so without Starlink, none of this would be possible. But it's a precarious system for some of the world's most vulnerable people.